Hi, welcome back to the channel. We are on our way to Mantorville, Minnesota. It's about an hour and a half south of Minneapolis. We're doing another weekend getaway, checking out a couple Harvest Host spots. And if you've been around and seen some of my other videos, you've heard me talk about this Harvest Host, but if you haven't, Harvest Host is this annual membership. It's like $70 or so, and it allows you to camp or stay free at any one of 1,500 different locations across the country. It's mostly like wineries, orchards, organic farms, golf courses, that kind of thing. So we are going to be spending one night at Davidson Properties. Basically, it's this guy who owns a couple of vacant lots in Mantorville, and then we're going to be heading over to Wisconsin to spend a night at Maiden Rock Winery. So Mantorville is kind of a cool historic little town. There'll be some neat things to check out. The first thing we want to do is fill up our water tank. So we're going to be doing that, and then we're going to get set up for our first spot. This is a small little campground that the city of Mantorville runs. Not very big, just a handful of sites, but they got water, electric, and they're set right on this little river here. Kind of a cool little campground. But anyways, I called in advance and they said we could go ahead and use one of the spigots and fill up our potable tank with water. They got a donation box on site that we can throw a couple bucks in. We'll probably come here tomorrow and empty our tanks as well. But we'll get our water tank filled up, and then we will head across the street and get set up in our lot. This is that little water flow meter that I showed you in that last video. I'm guessing the top number is the gallons that we put in right now, and that bottom number is probably all-time gallons. So I don't know, we don't need to fill up our whole tank, which is like 50 gallons. We'll probably go out halfway, and with this flow meter we'll know exactly when that is. So this is the Harvest Host spot in Mantorville. Like I said, it's basically two empty lots that the owner owns and allows people to park their RVs on. That's kind of nice. It's right across the street from this city park, and across the way there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a covered bridge, and then it sits right along the river. And then the only con is you're kind of next to this busy road. Not a ton of traffic, but occasionally you'll get a loud truck that'll go through. But then downtown is right here. So pretty much walking distance to everything. We're going to check out the Hubble House later tonight, kind of one of the main historic points in town. So we'll check that out after we get set up. So we have a couple of scooters. I reviewed these in a previous video. These are Segway electric scooters, and we found them to be an awesome camping accessory. There is another small town about 4 miles south of here, and they have a really nice system of bike paths in between the two towns. So we're going to take a little scooter tour. So that's our spot about a block down, and that's what's so great about this Harvest Host location is you're just right outside town here. Not that there's much to the town, there's only a couple blocks, but it's a cool little town. Tonight we're going to be eating at the Hubble House, and this is kind of the main historical building in town. It was built in 1854, actually a few years before Minnesota even became a state. And it's a pretty famous building. I guess there's been several presidents that have stayed here, a lot of famous actors, Mickey Mantle, that kind of thing. And they have it restored so the inside looks just like it did back in 1854. And good morning. I'll show you what the view looks like outside our camper here. Not too bad, but like I said, we are right along this road, and there's one of the loud trucks I talked about. So, I mean, we slept okay. It's a noise machine that helped, but this morning we're gonna walk over to Casey's, get some coffee, and then we're gonna walk along and explore the park and the river. Check out that covered bridge that's out there too. And then we'll probably pack up and head over to Maiden Rock in Wisconsin. And it looks like they're going to be having a farmer's market and a garden tractor show starting at 10, which is about in an hour. So we'll have to check that out too. So this is where we're at, down in Mantorville. This would be Rochester, Minnesota, where the famous Mayo Clinic is, and then Minneapolis would be about an hour and a half north of that. This is the Zumbro River. We actually have friends that live right on the river up in this area. Alright, that was a really nice way to have a morning coffee, and it looks like they're starting to get set up for the farmer's market. So we're going to continue our exploration and then go see what's going on. Hi.
I wasn't ignoring you earlier. I wondered what you showed up for. I got Avery. Oh, really?
Pick one out.
Thanks.
Okay, we're packing up to head over to Maiden Rock. Pretty simple process. This was kind of a stay connected to the truck situation since we weren't using the truck to go anywhere. So just need to put up the scissor jacks, draining the fresh water just on the ground. It's fresh water. I think we only have a couple gallons of gray and dirty water, so I think we'll just kind of keep the tanks where they're at until we're completely done with our trip. Then we'll find a dump station and dump there. But otherwise, jacks up. Disconnect the power. Oh, show you our power source, because technically we are boondocking. So we do have a Champion dual fuel generator. I'm running it off gas right now. It can run off propane too, but I think we really only used that for about an hour or so yesterday just to top off the batteries, and we watched a little bit of TV. Otherwise, you know, pretty self-contained, able to run most of the stuff off the battery since it's not hot enough for the AC. So yep, we'll be on the road in a few minutes here. All right, this is the town of Maiden Rock, population 118. Oh, cool. Looks like they have a little bike show going on. Oh, there's some cool old vintage bikes. Man, there's a lot of cool things to see. All right, we just pulled into Maiden Rock, and traditionally with Harvest Host, they're not expected to provide any type of hookups, water or electric, but here at this orchard, they do let you use their spigot to fill up your water tanks. So again, we're gonna probably fill our tanks half up, and then we're gonna get set up. Can't really see it from here, but we're actually gonna be setting up right on the other side of these apple trees, right next to this awesome gazebo. We did this last year, and this is one of our favorite Harvest Host spots. All right, give you a little overview of Maiden Rock here. Up there is the main building. That's where they have their office, their store, and where they make a lot of the ciders. And you got part of their orchard off to the side here. Back in the distance there, that would be the Mississippi River Valley and the border between Minnesota and Wisconsin. Got the owner's home in the back. And then you got another section of apple trees. So it looks like there's another rig staying for the night here. And then off to the right there, I can't really see it, but that's where the gazebo and our rig is. Just stopped up at the store there and got a couple different varieties of cider. I'm a big fan of ciders, and the ones they have here are some of my favorites. We've been here before, so I've had a chance to try them in the past, and I don't know, I think they're as good as they get. Anyways, I'll walk you over here and kind of show you where we're set up. They have this little gazebo back here, and we got a spot right next to it. Set up really nice to catch a sunset over the valley there if the clouds break up and we are able to get a sunset tonight. Otherwise, yeah, we brought a couple books and we're just kind of relaxing, having a couple ciders. We'll have a dinner and hopefully catch a nice sunset tonight. I missed the worst of it, but we are in the middle of a hailstorm. I don't think anything's quite big enough to cause damage, but there's some good sized pellets that are coming down. Ooh. And of course, right after I say that, it gets worse and the hail's getting bigger. That just sounds awful. Yeah, so a decent sized hail, but like I said, I don't think anything quite big enough to do damage to the truck or RV. And I think most of the storm has passed by now, so I think we're probably going to be okay. I had a chance later to go out and check the RV and the truck, and like I thought, this hail wasn't big enough to cause any damage. And we ended up getting a sunset after all. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.